Public Affairs Program. And the star goes to Open for Business Net 25.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa Facebook, sa YouTube. Siguraduhin na mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25 TV. Alamin natin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang kanilang mga strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagninegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. From catering services, bespoke shoes, to his latest venture in vending machines, there's no let-up for this young entrepreneur. Just what does it take to be an entrepreneur that recognizes the ever-evolving landscape of the catering industry and saw an opportunity to leverage his catering knowledge to offer ready-to-eat meal packs as another business stream? Together, let's learn the diverse and fascinating engagements of Felix Asuncion, from providing food and living up to his family's legacy as we are now open for business.
We're in the sky! Kaya lumilipad na naman tayo. Sino ba itong uupo ngayon sa ating iconic chairs?
Finally, nag-guess na rin ako dito. Just canceled everything for you.
Talaga, ay naku, nakakatuwa naman. Medyo kakaiba ang ating papasukin ngayong araw. The Goodwill Resort with the Goodwill Cast. Woo! Tinur niya tayo sa kanyang bagong buhay.
Mundo.
Tamang-tama, pinag-uusapan sila ng lahat ngayon. Tingnan ka!
Ayan na.
Ayan na. Alam mo talaga siya, no?
Yes! Tatlong buwan!
Kinasal ka na?
Yes!
Ngayon natin malalaman ang totoo. So now, let's spill the coffee.
Spill the coffee.
Yes. And we're here at Net25. Ito ang tahanan ng Corina Interviews.
Tonight, we look into the significant strides in the world of catering services, where a son takes the helm from his father's business. This son has taken up the cudgels to continue what his father started and expand their catering business to offering sustainable, affordable, and nutritious food on the go. This unique blend of business and technological innovation is truly an uncommon portfolio. To tell us more about catering to vending machines with ready-to-eat meals, please welcome Felix Asuncion, Managing Director at ADM Catering Services and a CEO and founder of AF Ventures, Inc. Welcome to Open for Business, Felix.
Thank you, Cesar. Glad to be here.
Yes, I think the last time that we saw each other was also related to your business. We were eating. At ang kinakain natin, Kapampangan dish din.
Yes.
Which I think you are an expert there because you also is from Pampanga, correct?
Yes,
Felix?
that's correct. That's correct.
Alam mo, ang nakakatuwa dito, Felix, inuulit-ulit ko sa intro yung this young entrepreneur because you really are so young. Paano ka ba nagsimula?
Actually, it started when I was back in elementary, no? Ang bata ako, yung teacher ko, ako yung inassign niya to sell some goodies stuff sa mga classmates ko. And growing up from grade 1 hanggang grade 6, laging pumapanik sa stage yung magulang ko. Not because of any academic excellence, but lagi ako na-award as best in conduct. Because I was really, the one being point out na, Felix, ka mag-sell ng mga goodies sa mga classmates. So it started from there. And as I grow up, there was also a moment in my life na I was bullied during that time. And because we came from a very poor family. At the same time, my dad is a balut vendor. He's a bibingka vendor. My mom is a sales lady in one of the biggest malls here. So, in terms of our background sa family, so we're not that well established yet. But it became a fuel, motivation for me. It took a while for me to sink in that yung buhay pala talagang napaka-komplikado, no? Habang tumatanda ka, siguro mature, you understand what's the meaning of life. And it come to the point na when I ventured into businesses, actually at age 11, my mom and dad brings me to the catering scene. So nakita ko paano hirap ang trabaho nila. So growing up, sabi ko, ganito pala kahirap ang trabaho ng magulang ko. So I'm the eldest in the family. Parang you want to really help your dad, your mom, seeing them na ganito kahirap, kapagod yung ginagawa nila. Talagang Cesar, dugot, pawis, no? Alam na mga kaibigan ko sa industriya kung gaano kahirap talaga ang negosyo ng catering. And then fast forward, it just so happened na as I venture into different companies, no, I realized that you have to really experience all of these things, di ba? For you to really understand kung saan ka talaga mag-fit in. You might be asking or wondering why I enter this bespoke shoe business, why I'm into tech, why I'm into other stuff. Because time is really relevant. I mean, it's something na hindi mo na may babalik, di ba? And for me, as one of my mentors said that when you're at your 20s to 30s, fail fast. Try everything.
And how old are you now?
I'm currently 28 years old.
Yes. Which is very inspiring. Una, let me go back to what you said. Your father is a balut vendor and your mother was a sales lady. And there are a lot of stories in the Philippines who have parents like those who really struggle to provide education for their children. And as you mentioned, ikaw yung laging na-assign sa klase na magbenta. So, are you saying at that very young age, benta na business na agad ang napasukan Parang, what were your learnings from your dad as a balot vendor and from your mom as a sales lady in doing business now?
Nothing beats hard work talaga. No, sipag, tiyaga, it's really the recipe for any companies na gustong mag-succeed in every business. Looking backwards, no, as I connect the dad, sabi nga, everything that is happening right now is just a preparation on what will happen to you in the future. So ako, looking backwards when I was young and I was selling those, during that time, I was just enjoying because, kaibigan ko lahat they're all buying sa classroom and masaya lang. It's just for a passion, di ba? And everything na na-experience natin in the past, just stepping stone for us to go to the next level. So, doon ko nakita yung importance na nakita ko yung off-cam story ng parents ko na ganito sila kasipag in terms of doing their business. Kasi wala silang masahan. My dad came from Manila 1990. Nag-waiter siya sa isa sa mga biggest restaurant dito and he found out na hindi siya regular to his job and then he go back to Pampanga. And then 1994, that's the time na kinasal sila ng mom ko. And during that time, my dad is praying, sabi na, Lord, if you can give me a business, there are 3 things na gusto ko. Una, kasama ko pamilya ko. Pangalawa, kaya ng isip ko. Pangatlo, kaya ng katawan ko. So, my dad is a high school graduate. They married very young. My dad is 21. My mom is around 18 years old. And then, they catered their own wedding. So, that's how the catering family business started.
So, when they catered, they cooked their own food?
Exactly.
Practically.
Yes. And they set up everything.
Wow, that's very interesting. Going back to your early beginnings, you also mentioned, Felix, that at a very young age, you somehow think very mature already. Like, say, for example, if you're 28, I'm sure at the age of 20 or 25, you were thinking like 40 or even more. So, yun ba ay because of your exposure, because of the hardships that you have undergone, or ano ba to, parang forced to habit na ba yun? Or, but somehow, the reason why I would like to clarify is that you said you were also enjoying it.
Yes.
So, it's a different story if you were forced to do that, pero iba naman yung you're passionate of
Yes.
doing this.
In a way, just think about a playground. So my playground is the catering side, and while other people na ka-age ko, they're doing and playing. But I did enjoy my younger years. It's just that nag-enjoy ako when I'm seeing my mom and dad na natutulungan ko sila being the eldest in the family. And hindi lang ako yung naka-experience ganito. All of my siblings are really into the family business.
Wow,
So-
interesting, Felix. Pero it's also amazing that you yourself took on a medical path academically, but ended up going into catering. So, talagang nung sinabi ng father mo, ikaw na talaga yan, ikaw na yung kasunod. Talagang was that a decision from your father, or can you tell us more about that decision to pick up from your dad?
Honestly, marami akong mga gustong gawin nung time na yun. But at the end of the day, and took up medical technologies. The reason why I took up that course, during that time kasi, the family business struggling. So,
You
tried-
felt you needed a different path.
Well, honestly, I became a scholar to the school nung saan ako nag-aral medical technology. So, my plan, sabi ko, this will be my pre-med. So, I want to become a doctor. But at the end of the years, so I decided, na habang nasa college years ako, Cesar, I was actually doing some entrepreneurial businesses already. So, at age 19 years old, I go to Divisoria, buy some clothes, socks, shirts, shoes. Di pa uso e-commerce nung panahon na yun. So I just direct selling online. That was one of the experience na I earned my first million through selling. So,
Online?
Online. Online.
Okay.
So that was
What were you selling then? Yung mga binibili mo rin sa Divisoria?
Divisoria. I go to Divisoria.
Under what brand?
Any brand. So I just sell it online. People just keep on buying.
So it's on your Facebook account na rin yan
Yes,
sa
yes,
sarili mo?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. That's one of the experience I had. And actually, prior to that, I go to one store in Angeles, Pampanga, and I buy some delicacies, mga pulburon, mga ganon. And binibenta ko sa mga classmate ko. Because during that time, the family business is really struggling. Talagang hindi masyadong maganda ang takbo na yung negosyo ng parents ko. But I have a dream inside my heart that I have to keep moving forward. I have to at least find ways na hindi ako maging burden sa parents ko. So I did all these stuff during my college years. And then at age 19, I sell this online stuff, and that's how I made my first million as well.
Well, interesting, Felix. But medyo malayo yung medtech, di ba, sa business. Di ba?
Yes.
Pero bakit mo pinili yung medtech? Di ba, siyempre, ibang yan ibang somehow, ibang discipline yon.
So totoo lang, one of the course na available dun sa school na kailangan pasukan.
I see.
So I have
I
to
see.
take, it's either medtech, radtech. So sabi ko medtech na lang.
I see. Interesting. So, in short, but still, even if you're medtech, napupunta, because you're passionate with business, with entrepreneurship, you still, go to that entrepreneurship. So, ngayon, pag-usapan natin yung catering business na somehow you pursue that as well. You said, mahirap. Kasi, siyempre, parang as we imagine it, di ba, in the catering business, you are the first one in the venue and the last one to leave as well.
Exactly.
Diba? What were the challenges in this business, and how do you stay relevant amidst the competition, not only in Pampanga but in the region?
Okay, let's talk about first the challenge. I experienced all, you have to go to the venue, ikaw yung una doon, and then you set it up, and then you serve the food, and then ikaw magliligpit, right? So all of this legwork will be done by the caterer. But yun nga, yung nakita kong reason why our catering just keep growing and growing, I saw the dedication of my dad. Nakita ko kung paano siya ka-dedicate sa trabaho niya, na talagang makikita mo, sinasamahan niya yung mga staff niya from start to finish. Hindi siya matutulog hanggang hindi natatapos yung mga dapat tapusin. So I saw that dedication, that hard work of my dad. And I believe, one of the reasons why we're staying relevant is number one, our service, to the people that we're working on. So the business grew because of the word of mouth. So the catering business grew because of the word of mouth, of the quality service that my mom and dad is offering. Secondly is yung pakikisama nila sa mga tao, diba? Staying true to their word, whatever the things that they have talked to, kung ano yung pag-usapan na, they deliver. They under-promise, they over-deliver. So one of the things na ginawa ni Daddy. And yun nga, nakita ko paano niya talaga tinaguyod yung negosyo. And it took us 25 years, Cesar, for us to reach that breakthrough. And that breakthrough, that was in 2019. That was 2019. And we all know that 2020, bigla, lockdown, pandemic.
Wala lahat.
Wala lahat. All the events industry was really, di alam anong gagawin. Pero during that time, I talked to Dad. Sabi ko, Dad, I'm seeing a different picture to this pandemic. I believe this is an open door opportunity for us. It's an open window for us to, number one, prepare. Because I'm seeing na after 2-3 years, there will be revenge pending after this pandemic. So we took that time for us to build our commissary.
So in short, wala kayong commissary dati?
Wala. Could you imagine we're just cooking on a small kitchen, really small kitchen, and we're able to serve thousands of guests at the same time. But because of the teamwork of the group, the dedication, the passion, we're able to deliver it in terms of our food service. And as I mentioned, during the pandemic, this was the time that we are building. When everyone is fearful, of course, we are also fearful, but we felt that we have to prepare. We have to prepare, and that's how we started building our commissary.
Which is very interesting because with the other CEOs who guested here, similar to yours, they started to prepare what they lack, but others also immediately pivoted and created other revenue streams. Yung iba talagang entirely nag-change ng business model, or they abandoned that setup and then they put up something new or innovated. Paano kayo kumita nun sa catering
I love
service?
the word pivot because that's actually the term that we use. We believe that being resilient as well is one of the key characteristic of any entrepreneurs. Being resilient at whatever VUCA, vulnerability, uncertainty, and whatever is happening in front of you. And we pivot into frozen products.
Okay.
So we sell yung isa sa mga paborito ng mga kliyente namin na chicken wings or chicken lollipop. So yun yung nagpabuhay sa amin during the pandemic.
Under the brand of the catering services.
Under the
pa
brand
rin?
of the catering services.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so which is related to this question. You have certainly picked up a lot of lessons from your catering business, which resulted to your latest enterprise, AF Ventures. Can you tell us more about your vending machines and the ready-to-eat meals, as well as how it helps both farmers and consumers? Pero yun ba, yung chicken lollipop, ito na yung wala pa yung ready-to-eat nun, di ba? Ito yung frozen pa.
Yes.
Iba pa yun
Iba pa.
dito sa ready-to-eat
Hindi pa.
mo, di
Hindi
ba?
pa.
So, ikwento mo yung chicken lollipop.
That's the cool story. Siyempre, you have to pivot. Okay, what we're gonna do? So, siyempre, lockdown tayo for 3 months. And I just would like to add, during that 3 months lockdown, Cesar, we're actually cooking 200 to 300 packs per day for about 3 months and deliver that to hospitals for free.
Oh, wow.
So we have this bento food and then we cook it. Kasi may mga naka-reserve na kami ng mga catering na mga nai-order na namin. So imbis na masira, sabi
so,
ko
na-cancel yun, syempre.
Na-cancel yun lahat.
Oh.
Sabi ko sa dad, imbis na masira, let's cook. And lahat, lockdown, sarado. Deliver tayo ng mga pagkain sa mga hospitals.
Wow.
Within Pampanga. And there's one group that was created, which is Lugod Balen. So lahat ng mga restaurant owners, caterers, and even hotels join into this cause serving all the frontliners, giving food. On a day-to-day basis, we're about producing 1,000 pack meals for 3 months for free. And then after that, nung natapos na yung nag-open na onte yung economy natin, so we have time to do research, anong pwedeng gawin. So I come up with the idea of the chicken lollipop, which is the chicken pops. We call it chicken pops. And this is one of the signature dish na gustong-gusto ng mga kliyente namin. It's actually personal recipe. Mahilig kami mag-experiment. We stuff the chicken, bacon and cheese inside. And then, dinagyan namin siya ng breadcrumbs. And then we blast freeze it. And then distribute it within Pampanga. And umabot pa siya ng Metro Manila. There was one time na we're delivering boxes of chicken lollipop into one of our distributors here. So, kasi during that time, kumbaga, talaga sarado yung mga negosyo, bagsak, yung mga tao nasa online. So, we saw that opportunity and then we sell online. It grew from chicken lollipops, nagkaroon kami ng pork tonkatsu, nagkaroon kami ng iba't ibang mga products. And then, yun, we were able to survive the pandemic while we're building our commissary as well.
Wow, that's admirable. No, yung iba, when they did something good, like say, giving free food to hospitals without them knowing it, it also resulted something great, good or great to their business. May ganun ba yun? Naramdaman nyo rin ba yung parang balik sa inyo because of that kind of relationship?
Yeah, I believe on planting eh. So when you plant and you do good things, no? During that time kasi ang sabi ko sa that is time for us to pay it forward. Kasi the Lord bless us so much with a lot of opportunities, events, caterings. Sabi ko, let's pay it forward. And during that time, we just happily, kaming buong pamilya, kasi wala kaming ginagawa eh. So, lahat kami, may yung pinaka-bunso namin, yung son ng sister ko, we were packing food, cooking food, kami lahat. So, kasi lockdown, wala naman ibang taong pwedeng pumunta sa bahay. So, we do everything. So, every day, okay, gigising kami ng 8 a.m., tatawag rin daw, let's go, pack na tayo food. So, we did that for 3 months. So, yung balik, naramdaman na lang namin. And sabi ko nga, as I look back, parang, sabi ko nga, connecting the dots, sabi ko, parang it's a way of bounce sa amin yung something that we planted before. And then, hindi naman kami din nag-expect na may balik. Pero it just comes naturally yung mga opportunities na dumarating as we go along the way. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Okay. Let's now go to that kind of innovation. So, you're now into vending machines and ready-to-eat meals. So, paano naman yun? Somehow, there's that kind of relationship in the food preparation from frozen now to ready-to-eat. So, and is that because you have already built that commissary that it can now be able to service more needs and demands from that community?
Every solution really comes from a problem. And there are a lot of opportunities na dumarating sa amin. Like, they are ordering 1,000 pack meals, 2,000, 3,000. So, as I go through research, how to preserve the quality of and freshness of the food, it's really hard for us to deliver that on a higher scale. And we have to use technology. So there are a lot of technologies out there, but we saw this technology that can, number one, maintain the quality and freshness of the food, same time, the taste, and extending the shelf life of the pack meals, of the ready-to-eat meals. And of course, that's how I was able to also have the foresight to, help the farmers in terms of their produce. There was this one time...
So, kasi parang wala ng middleman yun siguro. Diretso na kayo sa farmer.
Yes, actually, we are actually working on that aspect as well. Kasi there was one time, daming produce ng specific na gulay. There were also a problem during that time, di ba? Nagkaubusan or yung price ng sili, yung price ng onions, talagang nag-shoot up.
Tsaka yung kamatis, ang dami nasisira. Lalo na yung galing sa Baguio, dapat pababa.
So,
hindi makababa.
Hindi makababa and ang hirap i-distribute, walang demand. And we found out this technology that can help these farmers as well in terms of their profitability and scalability to, extend the shelf life of this produce. So there are a lot of technology out there, the blast freezing technology and other stuff. But what my point here is, we're seeing, as I mentioned, there's a foresight. We're seeing a huge number of, the farmers also are depleting in terms of their mga anak nila, nagte-take over ng negosyo nila. And isa ako sa mga gustong mag-inspire sa mga anak na may mga negosyo yung mga magulang nila, na they have to really help their parents taking on the business of their parents that has been built for years. Kasi dugot pawas yung ginugol ng magulang nila. And then, dun papasok yung anak, gusto nang mag-doktor, gusto mag-lawyer, they don't want to take on the legwork of the parents, yung negosyo ng parents nila. Because, me, personally, nakita ko din kung paano kahirap yung negosyo. So, iniisip ko, pagka tinake on ko doon, ito rin yung hirap na may experience ko at mararanasan ng mga anak ko. So, kaya ako nagkaroon ng foresight on creating a solution, a ready-to-eat solution that has scalability, increased productivity, and innovative solution that we can offer. Because I had this experience last year. So, since I'm into food business, talagang lumaki ako sa as in talagang naging unhealthy rin yung lifestyle. So, parang na-inspire ako sa 10 years itsura ko. Sabi ko, parang layo na. So, there was a moment in my life na nagpa-check ako ng test ko, and then my son is still 3 years old pa lang siya. And I thought of, if ganito yung status ng health ko, how can I able to enjoy my life with my son? And yun, when I was thinking of what's really the purpose na gustong ipagawa sa akin, talagang for about 3 months, talagang inupuan ko siya every morning, ano talagang gusto kong gawin, Kasi yun yung nagiging problem ngayon sa mga kabataan. They're easily jumping to different industry because of lack of passion, lack of motivation. And yun, ginawa ko yun. Sabi ko, I have to sit down, work on my diet, work on myself, and then ano ba talaga ang gusto kong gawin. And we're now talking about the purpose of AF Ventures. So, I found out my massive transformative purpose is we serve to feed every table. Serving and feeding each and every families here in the Philippines, providing affordable, sustainable in a way that we are working with the local farmers to create ingredients that we can serve through the vending machine and the convenience. So, yun, lahat naman ng mga corporate staff, di ba? Minsan, you're looking for something nutritious, pero wala kang options, you're gonna buy dun sa mga fast food. No, nothing against with the fast food chain, but naisip ko rin, what if yung anak ko, 3 years old, laging fast food. Sino magkikreate ng nutritious, affordable, sustainable food for them? So, dun nagkaroon na ako ng motivation na I have to push this forward. And aside from that, I saw that there are infrastructure projects moving in the Philippines, especially in Pampanga, connecting Metro Manila, connecting all of the provinces. Sooner or later, makikita natin yung development just like sa mga countries na sobrang asensado na, mga Japan, Singapore, and Hong Kong. So when I was in Singapore, sabi, kailan kaya magiging ganito sa Pilipinas? And sabi ko, okay, let's bring this type of vending machine. Once natapos yung mga train, natapos yung mga airport, no, every infrastructure is already built, we're gonna install them on different sites and location.
How many vending machines now are in your installed base?
600 vending machines are in our inventory. So we're working to...
Are these distributed already?
Yeah, some are installed already, but we are working on installing them to high traffic volume places.
And what types of food are these? Kasi di ba, as you mentioned, when you go to Singapore, Hong Kong, or Japan, di ba? Yung vending machines, sir, it could be a bread or siyempre meron na tayong drinks, di ba? Minsan yung talagang luto na. What are the types of food that you are going to place in those vending machines?
Okay, we have an idea of creating local culinary cuisine per provinces. Such as, for example, if naisip mo yung Pampanga, di ba,
pagkain
isip mo,
agad. Oo.
sisig, right?
Sisig, oo.
So,
Hindi lang sisig, parang lahat
marami. Oo. Pero parang we're gonna create specific food for Pampanga. Okay, sisig in a bowl, in a box. Let's put it in the vending machine. Okay, ano ba masarap sa Baguio City? Ano ba masarap sa
So ilo-localize nyo din. Ganda nun, ha?
We're gonna
Oo.
localize all the food within the Philippines and put it on the vending machine.
So, saan ang region mo, ibibigay sa'yo?
Yes.
Wow.
So it will be under research and development. So whatever food, kunyari Bulacan, ano masarap diyan, Tagaytay, kunyari yung food nila doon na gusto nila lagay. So lagay natin sa vendo. That's the reason why the name of the brand is All Food. All food.
All food.
Vendo.
Okay.
So
wow.
all the food that you are craving. Yeah.
Oh, pero di ba pag vending machine yan, may mga specific sizes yan.
Yes.
Baka naman, bawa, paborito ko, pakbet. Oh, parang mga ganyan.
Yeah.
Pero di ba parang may mga ano rin yun, di ba? Parang, although, as you mentioned, you are doing this research on how you can make, food, fresh and
Yes.
fresher.
Yes.
Oh, and there are definitely, speaking of limitations, may mga limitations
Yes.
din pa kayo on what types of food ang dapat na
Yes.
i-vending machine, di ba?
Yes.
Parang hindi naman siguro dapat yung
Yes.
madaling masira,
Yes,
di ba?
exactly.
What are these types?
These are the types of course, yung mga food na it can last in a shelf life of months in terms of their preservation. So, imagine, di ba, adobo, di ba? Yung mga adobo natin lalagay mo sa freezer, di ba? Kahit ilang araw mo siyang i-heat or i-reheat, masarap pa rin.
Naranasan ng mga cameramen namin yan, mula morning hanggang evening. Pero ngayon, ang social na sila. Elixir na sila, Kenny Rogers na.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you mentioned those brands, no? We're also open for these brands to be inside the vendo because we will not be competing with these brands. We will be opening the doors
parang
for
it's parang collaboration with them. Wow.
partnership. Because I believe on collaboration. There's no such thing as competition in the market. Everyone wants to eat, wants to ganito, but we're gonna open this to different restaurant groups if they want to have a co-vending machine partnership within their restaurant chain. So, for example, they have this brand A, brand E, brand C on this one vendo. That can be possible to work out.
Pero anong brand yung vendo? Sa inyo yun, di ba? All food vendo machine,
Yes,
correct?
that's the vending machine.
That's a vending machine. That's your brand. And then, you can collaborate or partner with different food brands na,
Exactly.
as you're saying,
Yes.
di ba? And then, speaking of, you also mentioned this will be distributed, it could be nationwide, di ba?
Yes.
What's your timeline in terms of making this progressive? Are there specific partnerships already that's now in the offing so that maybe, lalo na, di ba, parang sa ibang mga bansa, sa ano mismo yan? Sa schools,
Yes.
dun sa airports,
Airport,
di ba?
hospitals, parks. So yes, there are actually, I'm in talks with few brands and few companies that were willing to support this cause. Kasi we're seeing in terms of the digitalization age, no? There are a lot of restaurants and entrepreneurs that have been closed down. Pero meron sila mga recipe na talagang hinahanap-hanap ng mga tao. But sadly, they already closed. Hindi na nila masustain yung operational expense nila. Now we're bringing in the solution of vending machine. So all of the formulation can be given to us. We're gonna, create the brand for you, the food for you, and then having a signature name of your food inside that box. That can also be done.
So, Felix, it's like really making it bigger with the innovation that you are introducing. You are creating the platform not only to promote the original catering services that you have by I'm sure with the vending machine, hindi mawawala dyan yung chicken pop, di ba?
Yes, yes.
Pero parang ang sinasabi mo is, parang you created an entirely new ecosystem that brings them all together.
Exactly,
Di ba?
yeah.
So, how is competition in this business? Di ba, ang Pilipino, tayo, napakahilig nating mangopya. Di ba? Parang once you're there, after a few months, everybody's going there already.
Exactly.
So, what insight do you have that to you, this will really grow and prosper starting with the 600 vending machines that you have?
Yeah, the idea might be, for some people, might be out of the box. But, it talks about the consistency, the quality, the value that we are bringing into the ecosystem. And as I mentioned, the purpose of this company, of this product, is to serve and feed every table. Whatever type of food you bring into the vending machine. And vending machine is just one part of the ecosystem because we're now in the digital space. People buy because of, number one, brand. Number two, because they really love your product, your service. And we're really now in the digital space. So kaya even in the vending machine, we'll have this multimedia television. If the brand would love to show their 15 to 30 seconds video or commercial so that we can help promoting them as well. So we will be doing that on the venture development side. But
So parang ano na talaga, parang nasa Japan na.
Exactly,
So kung pagka nag-vending machine ka, nanonood ka.
Yeah.
O, di ba?
Yes.
The good thing about these millennials, because this guy is just 28 years old, you're putting digitalization in all these products and services, and it is part of our lifestyle. And I think I was reading in the profile, pati sa pagbabayad, it
Yes.
could be e-payments or
Yes.
e-wallet. Can you also talk about this payment via digital system or digital wallet?
All right. So during the pandemic, it's actually an eye-opener for everyone that we have to go to a cashless society. And I'm actually one of the few people that I'm really into the cashless. No, aside from you can track everything online. No, it's actually quite easier for you because you can pay just using your phone wherever you are. You can get whatever you want. And we're moving on. We're talking about on the digitalization side. And this vending machine will have its feature on rewards points, wherein people will rewarded by buying a food from the vending machine and enjoying a cashless options for each and every individual. And as we progress, you'll see the adoption of every Filipino in terms of the cashless and the fintech side. And I had a vision of, people will be looking for something convenient, no? Especially when all this infrastructure has been placed in different provinces of the Philippines. And we're seeing it for scalability and productivity of each and every individual.
Pero Felix, ngayon, yung cashless society natin, nagsimula na, nandyan na. How do you put the brand? Meron ka rin bang brand ng cashless payments?
Okay, we're talking now on the Web 2 aspect of payments, which is the two brands that we're mentioning. But we're also now moving into Web 3.
Okay. And
So,
that Web 3 is?
That Web 3 talks about Pitaka. So Pitaka is a 100% developed by a Filipino developer, Filipino team, Filipino startup. So having your Pitaka as well.
So Pitaka is the brand of your cashless crypto or cashless payment.
I want to brand it a Web3 wallet.
Web3 wallet.
Because some of the Filipino, when they heard about crypto, laging nababrand siya as scam, not legit, it's not something
Tama.
that is not...
Hindi pa ready.
Hindi pa
ganyan.
talaga ready ang mga...
Although we are also featuring that here in Open for Business because we wanted to see, from Web 2, 3, and all the digital opportunities out there. Go ahead, sorry.
So, actually, AI will play a major part in terms of adaptation. Because when everyone is into that space, they're gonna search, and the convenience of having the research of what is crypto, NFT, Web3, etc. is already there. So we're seeing a fast pace in terms of adaptation. Though, of course, there's a market segment that will not be used to that. But as I mentioned, we're building that something that relevant in the future. Diba? The fintech player that was built in 2007 until such time, 2020, dun pa lang sila nag-breakthrough in terms of whatever they did. But baga, all of these things are preparation for the future. Maybe some of the viewers will say, hindi yung vendo. Marami na ako nakitang vendo and hindi yan magiging successful. Maybe, yes, for sure. But all of these things that we're doing is always a preparation for the future. Just imagine your identity, your universal identity inside Pitaka. Sa ibang bansa, such as Europe, pagka bibili ka ng ever product, you have to show your identity, your ID, na ikaw yon and this is your age. And imagine your ID, your passport, your driver's license will be on a digital form, and then you just open your pitaka, and then you show it to the person. It's already validated because it's under the blockchain of the government. So all of these things that we're building is a preparation for the future. The ready-to-eat, the vendo, the wallet, all of these things will be useful in the future. Kumbaga, we can connect the dots looking backwards. Kaya pala may ganito. Kaya pala nagawa to. Kaya connecting all those things, streamlining everything into one reason. Just like building infrastructure na abuti na lang may gumawa ng EDSA. Kung hindi, wala tayong daan. Di ba? So, buti na lang may gumawa ng Skyway. Di ba? Buti na lang. So, it's something like that.
Wow, this is really mind-boggling and mind-blowing. And siyempre, kahit naman ang pagkain, may vendo man o wala, kailangan talaga ng pagkain. And, be it cash or cashless, I think, that's a necessity for every Filipino or any human being. Personally, this is amazing. A person as young as Felix, who makes this transformation and innovation. But I think what is so admirable and interesting here is that at a very young age, you are very clear on your purpose, and you are just beginning, and you have transformed from your basic experience into catering into something else, and practically creating a new platform and a new ecosystem. So ano yung advice mo sa mga kasing bata namin or yung mga millennials too who are watching, because Open for Business also encourages entrepreneurship to young people, budding entrepreneurs, and even small businesses. Also to continue, even with, as you mentioned, even when the first time we met, you are not afraid of failing. It's okay, to fail. But what are your insights or your tips to small businesses and even students, young entrepreneurs, so that they too can also be as transformative and as innovative as what you're doing now? My advice to the Gen Z, the millennials, or our viewers who will be watching this is just dream. Just dream. All of the things that is happening to you right now is part of your process, and your process will take you to a destination, which is your destiny. And I believe, as we move forward, Cesar, sa mga things that are happening to us, there are a lot of doors that are being opened. But at the end of the day, it's always been the purpose of the Lord that will prevail to your life. Me personally, I keep on asking the man above, why are you giving me this idea, this wisdom, this knowledge and understanding? And honestly, sometimes I feel afraid. Natatakot din ako. Kasi this is something that will disrupt the economy in terms of the current landscape of each and every industry. I mean, these are sometimes crazy ideas, but I believe when you are innovating something, when you're improving something, sometimes it's messy. Sometimes you don't understand what is happening. And even right now, I don't know why I'm here. Diba? Sometimes you're gonna ask, bakit ako na-interview sa ganitong klaseng TV segment? But as I mentioned, just keep on dreaming. Things will fall into its place. Just fail fast. As long as you fail fast, you will do next. Alam mo yung gagawin mo sa susunod. Alam mo yung naging mistake mo. Just continuously improving yourself. If you're watching, if may idea ka, you ask your family, you ask your dad. Maybe a cup of coffee, magkukwentuhan kayo. Dad, I have this idea. Will this be feasible? And the heart of a father will always be something na sabihin ng tatay mo, anak, sige, gawin mo yan, pero nasa likod mo ako. So yun yung mga bagay na kailangan mong gawin if you are young, motivated, passionate. Kasi, Cesar, your age, your passion, your energy, your motivation, definitely one day, mag-slow down ka. I'm seeing myself like 40 years old, 35 years old, 10 years from now, I'm seeing myself na I know ano yung next purpose ko, which is I'm gonna train more people, finding and discovering
the best version of who they are, because that has been my motivation to really create an impact to young people, discover the best version of themselves as they move forward, find a mentor, find somebody who will guide them authentically. At the same time, kumbaga, yung love nila sa'yo talagang naintindihan nila why you are doing this. And yun, I'm so blessed that I have a mentor, I have a very supportive wife, I have this family backing me up, no? Whatever it takes. I have a lot of failures in the past, sir. I open...
because even if you said you earned your first million, but I'm sure in
Yes.
your experience, you have also, I'm sure, lost millions.
Exactly. I lost a lot of millions just investing to companies, no? And yun, find the right people in your circle. That's very, 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 very important. Because people, there are two things. It's either they drain you or they motivate you to
So you
inspire you
choose.
moving forward. So you choose.
Wow. This has been a very inspiring conversation, Felix. And I hope that this episode has inspired a lot of the millennials, Gen Zs, and this is also a good episode for businesses to go back to their roots and be inspired by the efforts of your parents and your family business. Thank you so much, Felix. This is indeed very inspiring. Open for business. We'll be back. Stay with us.
And new
Dami ng problema, parang ang hirap ng huminga, di ba? Minsan pakiramdam mo, hopeless na. Kaya dapat ihayag ang saloobin, himayin ang hinaing, alamin ang pwedeng gawin. Mag-reality check tayo.
Welcome back to Open for Business. Here are the trending business news around the world. Remittances fuel use of app-based digital payments in the Philippines. Remittances from overseas Filipino workers significantly drive the use of app-based digital payments, according to a report by the world's leader in digital payments. The Philippines saw a 2.4% rise in remittances in February 2023 to $2.5 billion. The report also noted that the use of digital platforms are generally seen as safe and secured by both the sender and receiver of remittances. However, the research results found that the cost of transfers and exchange rates remained a concern for digital payment users. World Bank grants $176 million loan for fisheries project. The World Bank has approved a $176 million loan for the Philippine Fisheries and Coastal Resiliency Project, or FishCorp, according to the multilateral lender. The loan is seen to help improve fisheries management and production. The project is expected to positively impact over 1.15 million fisherfolk, small to medium businesses, and residents in coastal communities, the World Bank said. FishCorp is looking to improve fishery products, ensure a steady supply of fish for national food security, and boost competitiveness of small and medium fishery enterprises. The fisheries sector contributes about 1.3% to the Philippines' gross domestic product and accounts for 1.6 million jobs. AI industry leaders warn of extinction. In a recent gathering in Washington, experts and industry leaders in the artificial intelligence or AI industry have signed a statement warning of the risk of extinction and should be considered a global priority. The collective AI experts and advocates, called Center for AI Safety, said in a statement, Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority, alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war. The warning, which was supported by top AI experts, including the so-called godfather of AI, top executives and researchers from leading web companies, follows the viral success of OpenAI's ChatGPT, which has helped propel an arms race in the tech industry over artificial intelligence. Likewise, a growing number of lawmakers, advocacy groups, and tech insiders have raised alarm about the potential to spread misinformation and displace jobs with AI-powered chatbots. And that's our news roundup. I am Randy Bernardino for Open for Business.
Nagbabalik ang Lutong Dasa dito sa Net25. Ako si Sat.
Blockchain technology has rapidly gained momentum globally, revolutionizing various sectors and unlocking new possibilities across industries. In the Philippines, this transformative technology is poised to create a significant impact by addressing challenges and presenting breakthrough solutions.
Seeing all of you here, I think we are now moving at the whole of society approach of doing things and making this country competitive. As a context, I work as a Director 3 at the Competitiveness and Innovation Group. We have recognized the convergence of technology, creativity, and the digital agenda in the national development agenda of the country. And we are here with you, not just a participant, as a partner of this wonderful initiative, but we are also here to learn, relearn, and unlearn blockchain. It's high time for everybody to be joining the story.
We know that blockchain is the next big thing, but most people are still unaware, confused, or intimidated by it. And with so many misconceptions surrounding blockchain, we need to build a better system of belief. Some conferences yield to these misconceptions by avoiding the word blockchain. In fact, when we have meetings, we always tell each other, okay, are we going to stop using the word blockchain? Because blockchain has become a bad word. Right? In fact, sabi namin sikat ng AI, why don't we call it Philippine AI Week na lang? A lot of brands have really shied away from us also and said, oh, don't, blockchain wala muna yan, it's too early for blockchain. But we have never wavered in our belief that blockchain is really the technology of the future. And we are in the cusp of really taking our place under the sun in the entire world system. With the Filipinos ranking consistently high in all areas of technology adoption over the recent years, PPW was created to solidify our country's position as the region's fastest moving and fastest growing Web3 hub, connecting our businesses with the insights, trends, and technologies they need to thrive in the global space. We've always been a believer that if you go to any Web3 conference around the world, it would always be, the participants are always people coming from Web3.
The reason why I'm actually here is that one of the major mandates of the ICT is ICT industry development. And one of the missions of the ICT is to ensure the growth and competitiveness of the ICT-enabled industries that will result in the creation of more jobs and creation of more Filipino startups.
Big companies and big industries, they're all waiting for the competitors to join and jump in, but nobody's really owning the space. But I think this year with Philippine Blockchain Week 2, we're gonna see a lot of that. And also very excited about the collaboration with partners like Michael Cinco. I mean, that's very important to us because it actually validates the fact that, this is for everybody. The trends Jessica and I both traveled this year attending blockchain conferences and Web3 conferences abroad. And I think for me personally, the trend that I saw is like how blockchain is really already touching on spaces that we all care about, that the normal person cares about. It's not anymore for technologists or these geeks and people or tech-savvy people. You don't even have to be tech-savvy anymore. You just need to be open and curious and know that this these things, blockchain, is going to affect things that you care about, things that impact your life.
From finance and supply chain management to healthcare and governance, blockchain's decentralized and transparent nature has the potential to reshape systems, enhance security, and streamline processes. Have a go at the upcoming Philippine Blockchain Week this September 18 to 22 at the Marriott Grand Ballroom, Newport World Resorts in Manila. I am Jasmine Agustin for Open for Business.
This program...
Nagbabalik ang Lutong Daza dito sa Net25. Ako si Sandy Daza.
At ako naman si Patpi Daza and we are the Cooking Cousins. Asahan nyo ang mas nakakatakam na mga recipes, mas malakas na halakhakan.
At tawag ko rito put-put eh.
Put-put. At syempre mga celebrity guests na game.
Espresso mo yun eh. Galing.
Kita-kits sa kusina. Lutong Daza, Saturdays, 11 a.m. sa Net25.
And our buzzword of the week is inventory management. It refers to the process of ordering, storing, using, and selling a company's inventory. This includes the management of raw materials, components, and finished products, as well as warehousing and processing of such items. There are different types of inventory management, each with its pros and cons depending on a company's needs. An entrepreneur must be able to see opportunities at all times to improve their current business or to grow and create other income streams. What's equally admirable is the resolve to continue the legacy of elders and the future generations. Our guest's ability to take on the baton from his father, navigate multiple industries simultaneously, successfully adopting other forms of businesses speaks volumes about his own entrepreneurial acumen. From continuously building innovative startups, this kind of entrepreneurial spirit and visionary leadership created a dynamic ecosystem that thrives on adaptation and innovation. Until our next episode, continue to explore, innovate, and embrace the transformative power of diversification and emerging technologies. And with that, our quote for the week is, creativity is thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things. That's from German-American economist Theodore Levitt. Thank you so much, Felix. Maraming salamat sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us on Facebook, YouTube, like, and subscribe on our social media page at Net25 TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines, sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you are informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Maraming salamat.